to take a project away from an individual club or even two clubs. A few weeks ago, I was at a district meeting, and Mark Gibson, who leads the environmental task force for the district, mentioned an idea of using non-recyclables, specific like plastic or styrofoam, collecting them in conjunction with environmental defenders, Friends of the Fox, if there's any other county environmental groups, collecting the material, and each club in their own community reaching out to either an art organization. For instance, Crystal Lake, we've got the Rouse Center, we've got Dole Mansion. We also have got two Interact clubs, which is another option to reach out to them to see about having them create art projects with this material that's collected. Our idea is for each club to reach out to their own community, and whether they use their Interact club, just random people, members of the club, the art community, to make these projects. Environmental defenders would like to have them all done by Earth Day, and that is April 22nd, I believe. And they would all be on display together at Prairie Grove, whatever MCCD's building is there, their educational place.
Prairie View, I think.
Yeah, Prairie View, I think that's it. But we are very much in the brainstorming stage, and so we just wanted to make people aware of it. We're taking ideas. Our next coalition meeting is next Tuesday night. We will discuss it further then.
Great. Thank you for that. Board nominations. Just reminder that we need to get board nominations in to myself or a board member. We are looking for president-elect, secretary, and treasurer. So if you think you'll be a good fit for that, you think you'd like to get on the board and help out in the club, or if you want to nominate somebody else. I mean, heck, isn't that what Rotary is about? Nominating somebody else to take on a role in our club. We will be taking those nominations through the end of the month, and then the first meeting in December, we will have an election. REIT sales, once again, like David mentioned, we still have another day, I believe, to get those in. The main order was called in this past Monday, and we have ultimately until the day the truck leaves to head to Rockford for next weekend's pickup. Also need a few people to help with distribution on the 29th. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We operate that from 9 to noon. So if we can get a couple people to be willing to help out, that'd be great. We do it at the McHenry Library on the north side of their lot in their pole barn. We kind of set up in there. They've been awesome in letting us use that for the last 5 or 6 years. Secret Santa. Last week, there was a motion made by Phil Bartman to take on the Secret Santa program as a club and fund it for a $10,000 budget. I said it was motioned by Phil, and I believe it was seconded by Jerry. I would like to take a vote on that right now. All those in favor of taking on the Secret Santa as a club project and funding it $10,000 out of the foundation, signify by aye.
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 I don't
Those
really get a vote,
opposed?
but I would say yes. Budget.
Those opposed? Nope, so carried. Thank you very much for that. We will get that on to the foundation board, and Ron and Sheridan will work on getting the money out of our restricted account and get it over to an account that can be used. Please remember in the Secret Santa program to share any posts you see on Facebook. It's important to get out there. We have roughly, I didn't check this morning, we might be around 300. Actually, I think we're probably closer to 500 families. I got an email yesterday from Kids in Need. They're putting together their own list of kids from the local schools. Again, we used to work directly with them, but they are handling the kids from the McHenry area schools. So we're definitely heading upwards, and probably will end up with more families than we usually do. I do need some help, hopefully in the next couple of days, if anybody's available with a pickup truck, Mark or John, hint, hint. We've got some early toys that we need to pick up. There are two Toys for Tots gentlemen that we pick up from in Crystal Lake. I got word yesterday that there is an organization already looking for toys and complaining that they don't have them yet. They just put out their boxes a week ago. So Carrie being my toy connection, has suggested that we get these lockers cleared out from these two gentlemen so the toys aren't grabbed up and taken elsewhere. So I reached out to both guys. Both are interested in clearing out their lockers, so that would be great. One guy has 68 large bags, and the other gentleman has in the area of 10 to 12 bags. So if we can get those, if you guys are available,
Yeah,
let
I
me
am.
know. Okay, I will reach out to you. And basically what we'll do, and I don't remember if you went to Carrie's house last year. We're looking at probably picking up from two places that you've picked up for in the past. We'll drop them off by Carrie because she's got room in her garage. And then we should be able to start loading toys into the old Party City building roughly around the 22nd. We will
When are we getting
also
the
need
trailer,
help.
Mike?
Next weekend, I'll have the trailer, providing my truck is fixed. But we can get it then, because I usually pick up the trailer the day of picking up the REITs, and then we have it for the next month.
Okay.
So we'll have it for next weekend. Let's see, November 22nd is the Toys for Tots parade. It is still happening this year. I believe they're not having anybody walk in the parade, but the Marines will participate along with the Harley, the motorcycle riders. So they will be starting probably at the by the train lot on Main Street and heading towards Veterans Park, with dropping off there. So hopefully we'll get a nice haul there. We will potentially need a couple of hands loading their truck at Party City roughly around 2 or so. I will find out an exact time. So if anybody's able to help, let me know, and we can coordinate meeting there.
What was
And also, that is the 22nd of November, Sunday. So I think the parade is at 2. I would imagine it's going to go pretty fast if it's just motorcycle guys out there. So then they'll come load up the truck and then head on over to the location to drop off. And then after that, we'll need to coordinate getting toys out of two lockers and over to the building. We've got a bunch. Last Friday, I purchased through the help of Toys for Tots and the $5,000 that they offered to us. We've got roughly 65 cases of toys coming in around the 24th. I've got that going to Don's because at the time I wasn't sure how that would work, whether or not they would call us to give us a little bit of head notice on that. But it appears they may be calling me. So Don, we may switch to the actual location, let them drop it off there. When they call me, I may have them move it over there. Just one last step. And that's really about that. Any questions on Secret Santa?
Mike, just curious on the toys
Sure.
you ordered. What age group were they for? I know you know it better than
You
I
know, I ordered newborn to 3. So there were a bunch of most of those were not gender specific. They were pretty much just neutral. And then I hit pretty heavy also in the 10 to 12 range.
Good.
There were things like straighteners and vanity mirrors and toys and watches and a lot of good stuff. Like I said, all this stuff came in either lots of 6 or 12 per case, generally below retail cost. Most everything was discounted when you're buying it in bulk like that. So it was good. There's no cost, no tax for us, and no charge for delivery. So we got a lot of items. I'm going to go back through my list and just see exactly how many items. I'm curious to see. And then once we get the budget, I will probably do another round of purchases, roughly $4,000 to $5,000, maybe a little more, in the next couple of weeks. That's
Mike,
good. Yeah,
I have several bins of toys that a agency gave to me that are
Sure.
not able to give toys out to kids any longer. Several bins of them. They would be like probably fill-in toys, some Barbies, some games. Are you guys interested in them?
yes, yes. Yep, as long as they're new toys, we will take it all. You know, a lot of times we get little stuff like Matchbox cars and crayons and things like that, that over the years, we tend to donate that on to others because people tend not to pick those items. Jeff kind of got smart a couple of years ago with working in the toy room, and we created bins for stocking stuffers. So we encourage the volunteers to grab a couple of stocking stuffers, throw it in the bag. So yeah, I mean, Barbies, you name it, we'll take it. I mean, somebody will pick it. Not everybody picks the smaller things. They may not pick a coloring book, but if they are used, they get thrown in as stocking stuffers. So that would be great. I can coordinate getting that from you then.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. We will have to create a contingency plan with the numbers rising the way they are. We will be probably limiting the number of people in the facility. We'll have to put in some restrictions as far as masks and so forth. I am letting people know that if you are not signed up, we're going to make every single participant sign up. If they're not on the list, they'll be turned away. We just can't take the risk of causing an outbreak and it be in the papers that Rotary created this mess. Also, some sort of contingency plan. We may not be able to, again, if things change and our governor locks us down even further, we may have to not wrap toys, maybe have a very small, limited number of people in per shift, grab toys, throw them into a bag, and just we'll deliver them unwrapped. Maybe we can figure out a way, if that happens, to buy smaller rolls of wrapping paper, give that along to the families. We're just going to kind of have to pivot and adjust if things change for us. But I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Maybe we could pick up,
Next,
maybe each of us could pick up some and wrap them at our own homes or something.
we could
No?
be careful what you ask for. We generally wrap in the area of 8,000 to 10,000 toys.
Oh my God.
And I probably
Wow.
purchased either through the Meyer grant or through our own funds in the area of 200 to 300 rolls of paper, wrapping paper. So for us to wrap that much, I'll bring them to you.
Everybody pick up
But
your 500.
you know, exactly. We will have them delivered to you. You know, I've had people suggest that maybe we shouldn't wrap these. You know, the reality is probably some people are ripping open the toys. We know some are. We've had some that complain in the past about the toy they received. And clearly they've ripped open their toys to see what they got. Part of the fun is wrapping the toys, the enjoyment that people have gathering and singing songs while they're in there wrapping and dressing up their Christmas characters or, you know, whatever. They enjoy it. They enjoy the wrapping process. But again, that may not happen this year, just kind of depending on how we are with our numbers. So, merger update. As you know, last week we had a big discussion about the validity of our merger last week. There were a lot of discussions afterwards, a couple of meetings. The board had an emergency meeting last Thursday evening. David and I had a meeting with our district leadership team Friday morning and kind of agreed that in the eyes of Rotary, we are a merged club. You know, we've been operating as a merged club since then. We have, as that merged club, there are things that we've done. No one's really contested the fact that we weren't merged. We've inducted a member. We've been conducting our regular business, paying our bills as that merged club. After talking with district leadership and amongst the board itself, we decided on several ways to move forward with this. Number one was to go ahead and bring the Sunrise Club and Foundation into compliance with the state of Illinois. Thursday afternoon, late afternoon. I started off by submitting the paperwork and paying for the Sunrise Foundation to be current. As of 5 p.m. that evening, the club is back as an active status, and it was retroactive back to the date that the foundation was created back in 2011. After that, submitted the one for the main club account. Unfortunately, probably got that submitted just after they went home for the day. But again, that was made active as of Monday morning. Mark had looked into it Monday morning, sent me a screenshot, again, showing that both clubs, both organizations were active. So I think at this point, I don't see any reason why we really need to discuss this any further. We are a merged club and just need to move forward. We need to get back to the purpose of our club. We need to unite, stand behind each other, and move forward. I think you'll all agree. David, do you have any comments at all on that? There are several things, actually, before that, David, I'm sorry. Several things that we also agree that need to be done to move forward. Number one is we will need to do a name change. So I've already got paperwork to file a name change of the club from McHenry Rotary to have to kind of figure out exactly how we want to name it. I believe when we were first looking into it, we were told, or I was told, that we could actually call ourselves McHenry Area Rotary Club. When you fill out the paperwork with Rotary, it seems to be a boilerplate form, and it starts out Rotary Club of. They filled in McHenry area. So we'll need to find out. I don't know if it's important that we go by McHenry Area Rotary. In the eyes of Rotary, I think we are Rotary Club of McHenry area. So we'll need to fill that out and submit that. And I think there's a small payment for that. And no need to expedite that and pay extra fees, I don't feel. The next thing we need to do is add a doing business as name for the foundation. I believe that it'll be more difficult to change the foundation name. And if we've already got accounts set up with Morgan Stanley, that I think just doing business as McHenry or Rotary or however would be the route to go.
Hey, Mike,
think
we can
that'll
do
be it.
that.
Yes.
We can do that as a temporary action, but as far as actually changing the name of the foundation, it's when I talk to the Secretary of State, it's as simple as, I'm completing the paperwork under the new name when you submit it.
Sure.
And I work with a lot of investment accounts, and it's name changes happen all the time. So I think, we can do it for short term, doing it that way. The long-term solution is to actually rename everything under whatever our official name is.
I think the board would agree that. I mean, if it is truly that simple and it wouldn't be difficult to do, then I say we move forward with that. There's no reason not to rename that. I think everything should be reflective of our new club name. After that, again, Eder Casella is in the process of filing and probably should in the next couple of days, the annual 990s for the Sunrise Club. Once those are done, we can go ahead and once the names have been changed, we can go ahead and transfer the funds into the foundation. As a board, we will probably discuss tomorrow at our board meeting how we want to do that. Do we want to create an endowment for the $17,000 coming out of the foundation, or do we just want to put it all into unrestricted funds? Well, as a board, we'll have to discuss that and bring in our decision or at least our ideas to the club for a vote on that. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and dissolve the two corporations. So, David, any thoughts on that?
Just that, I mean, the conversations that we've been having the past week, I know some of them have been tougher than others, but there's been a lot of conversations between our club members going on. And more than anything, I'm encouraged by it. I'm glad to see all of our members being so passionate about what we are, who we are, what we're doing. It's what we do is important. What we do it matters. The times that we're in right now are tough times for us, but more so for the people that we are trying to support and serve in our community. And that's why we're here. That's why we're part of this organization. So the fact that we're taking this all so seriously and we're so passionate about it is a good thing. And so I look at all of this for the better. We're looking at growing ourselves overall as an organization. I'm happy about that. I'm excited, and I'm thrilled to see what we will become next, because our as we've said, like this merger is just another step in who we are. You know, we're not the same as we were yesterday. We're not going to be the same tomorrow. And that's going to be a continual change, just like all of us as individuals. And that's a cool thing. It's exciting. And so I'm just happy to be continuing on that path. So.
Thank you. Any members have any questions regarding the merger, the former Sunrise and Foundation, anything related to that at all? I know many of you have spoken up. Phil had sent out a nice email last week regarding this. Don Tunyon, excellent email, to the point. I don't know that anybody could have said it better, Don. I thank you for that. Important that your members have spoken up. It's very important that we all know that we stand behind each other in this. That, you know, again, like David said, it's a small bump in the road, and we are certainly moving in the right direction as a unified club. And I'm excited about that. Excited to see where we go. Next, foundation bylaws. Again, many conversations regarding this. One of the suggestions was that we slow down the process, that members put together a list of their complaints, concerns, suggestions for the bylaws, submit them to the foundation for review, and then they would go over that and bring their findings and suggestions to the club in the annual meeting. I think at this point, our best bet is the members spoke last week. We gave proper two weeks notice, and we had quorum last week. I believe roughly it was 24 members in attendance that took care of that. A motion was made and seconded, and of course I don't have those notes with me right now, but we made the motion to create a bylaws review committee similar to our club bylaws committee. I think at this point, and David was appointed the chair for that position. I know that there was talk about having the same people on the committee as were on the club bylaws committee, and I believe an extra 1 or 2 members were suggested of being a part of that. And I'm not sure if David's reached out to anybody yet, but I think at this point, seeing as the club members have spoken last week and the general consensus with the club is to move forward with that review, I think we need to move forward. I think members, and we can put it out in an email, let us know your concerns. Let David know. Let anybody who is in the review committee know what your concerns are, what you'd like to see, how we can move forward with this. Once we can compile those, the committee can get together, start the review process, lay out, first go over the bylaws themselves and see if it can be just a simple, amendment. Can these be minor changes, or is more of the concern or more of the desire of the club to make major changes, or to repeal and do an entire new set of bylaws? I'd like to see, again, if the members could submit those suggestions to David or a committee member, and then we can start the process. We could lay this out. We can review the bylaws the way they are and just move forward. Once the committee has kind of created a map of how we move forward with that, bring that to the club, have a club discussion, maybe several discussions, and at least start the process. At this
Mike,
point,
you have
I just don't.
committee formed?
David, do you have the list of people that you were thinking that we talked about?
Yeah, so the committee looks like at this point, so it's the members that did the bylaw review for our club, plus 2 others that mentioned that they wanted to be a part of that discussion from last week's meeting, I believe it was. So my list that I have down here is myself, Ron Bykowski, Mark Adams, John Helbleed, Jerry Settles, Karen Levin, Matt Purley, Dennis Buck, and Mike Lehman is our 9-person committee. So 9 out of our 37 members, that's a quarter of our club of members that'll be a part of this, but a great representation of who we are as a club. And I'm excited about what we can put together. If I can ask that any of those suggestions, like Mike was saying, if they can be submitted to me in writing and not just a, hey, I had a conversation with you and I'd like to see this. If it's in writing, send me an email, please, because that way I can have it in paper that, hey, our members are asking for this, or they would like this, or they don't like that. That way I have that concrete that I can bring to the rest of the committee when we have these meetings on this is what's discussed. And furthermore, if anybody has conversations between whether you're on the committee or not, between each other of members and saying that, hey, I'm not sure that I want to approach the committee about this, but I was thinking maybe we should do this, submit on their behalf and say, this is the discussion that's going on. Just that way we get the pulse of what our membership wants.
It is a great idea. I agree that we definitely need to add on paper. Good to have a paper trail, just so there's no question. We know who suggested it and that the suggestion was made by a member. Any questions, concerns, comments about that committee and process?
Is there any deadline you'd like to see for us to submit those just comments to you? I guess when are you planning on, David, kind of having the committee come together for the discussions? Like, do you give us a week or should we do it in the next few days? What would you like to see?
I'll be honest that I haven't thought about it. I just put my email in the chat. I hadn't thought about it because I wanted to see it with the discussion that happened last week and with where things were coming. I wanted to make sure that everything was good, which it seems like our club we're doing well and having good, healthy discussion continuing on. So I hadn't put much thought into what these next steps will be. I think probably my next step will be an email to those members of the committee and saying, hey, we're all in this, want to make sure that all of those members want to be a part of this, that they don't want to bow out. And if so, how we fill that spot or if we fill it, and then when we can schedule that. So I don't have an answer for you right now, sorry, but probably the sooner the better, just to get your thoughts in would be great.
Good. Thank you, David. Yep.
David, I'm having a thought here. If you get this list of different input from different members, do we kind of make somewhat of a master list maybe, and then get that back to all members and maybe check yes, no, maybe, or, ranked 1 to 3 or something for simplicity of, the majority then? I mean, express all the concerns to everybody and then maybe take a poll of, and get a consensus of the whole club at that point.
Okay. I'll make a note of that on my plans for our committee, and we can have that discussion on kind of, as we're getting this list. And if we get a list of 3 things, it'll be a lot simpler than if we get a list of 500 suggestions and thoughts on how we want to handle it. So I think it just depends on how much and how detailed the feedback we get. But we definitely want this process to be transparent with the club. This is a club decision. Obviously, nothing will go forward without the full club knowing about it. But in the interest of keeping the conversation going and not bogging it down with too many people, I think that's the interest of the committee, is just making sure that we can kind of keep this rolling. So we definitely want everybody's feedback. We want everybody to know what's going on, and I'd welcome others to join in on knowing kind of what your thoughts are. So
okay,
great. Again, any other questions, comments, concerns regarding the foundation bylaws? Nobody? Great. Of course, this went smoother than I thought and in less time. I want to play a video. The Governor Lyles shot out a video, a 5-minute video honoring our 2019-20 award-winning clubs. Past District Governor Suzanne Gibson and Ellen Young recorded a video now acknowledging the clubs that received recognition from the district, from Rotary International, and from the foundation. See if I can pull that up.
make sure you enable sound when you share it.
Yeah, of course, I may have lost it. My computer crashed 2 times before. Nope, here we are.
Greetings, Rotarians. District Foundation Chair and PDG Ellen Young and I are honored to offer our congratulations on your club's achievements during the 2019-20 Rotary year. It's my great pleasure to congratulate the clubs who achieved the Rotary Citation, which supports the Rotary International strategic priorities by completing a minimum of 5 of 9 activities in the categories of Unite People and Take Action. In April, the requirements were reduced to 3 of 9 due to COVID-19 and the resulting challenges to clubs of the pandemic lockdown. Clubs that achieved additional goals are cited at the silver, gold, and platinum levels of distinction. Rotary International mailed the certificates to the club presidents on September 29th. I'm pleased and proud to announce and recognize the 14 clubs that have achieved the Rotary Citation for 2019-20. Thank you to each of the club presidents who provided leadership and encouragement to the respective clubs to achieve this award. So first of all, the citation, Rotary Citation was achieved by the Northwest Supper Club and Wheaton. Clubs achieving at the silver level included Bartlett, Deerfield, Fox Valley Sunset, Huntley, and Palatine. Clubs achieving at the gold level of distinction included Barrington Breakfast and Evanston. Clubs achieving at the platinum level include Carroll Stream, Elgin Breakfast, Schaumburg Hoffman Estates, and Wilmette. And then achieving at the Platinum Plus level is the North Chicago Rotary Club that achieved 4 additional goals. Congratulations to all of you. And then in addition, I want to recognize the Governor Vibrant Challenge Award recipients. These clubs have been previously acknowledged, but I want to recognize them again. So we have 8 clubs that achieved the award, and they're listed in blue. And we have 11 clubs that achieved at the level of distinction, with distinction. Again, thank you, clubs, for your diligence and your support, and congratulations. And now I'll turn things over to Ellen Young.
Thank you, Governor Suzanne. I am delighted to participate in this celebration of incredible generosity by clubs in District 6440. Our members show time and again that they are generous when it comes to helping others in need. The banners we are awarding today honor clubs whose members have stepped up once again to be leaders when it comes to giving, both to support local projects and to support global grants in communities where those who benefit are unknown to the givers. This is the greatest gift, to be generous without expecting reward or even a thank you from the recipient. But in Rotary, that's how it's done. Our first 3 largest per capita giving clubs are Northbrook at $465 per member, Winnetka Northfield at $438, and Barrington Breakfast at a close third of $431. Clubs who received 100% foundation giving are 8. And this involves $100 on average and 100% participation. Bartlett, Bloomingdale Roselle, Elgin Breakfast, Fox Valley Sunset, Illinois Beach Sunrise, McHenry area, Palatine, and Schaumburg Morning. Clubs with 100% foundation giving with $100 average with every single member giving at least $25 include Bartlett, Bloomingdale Roselle, Elgin Breakfast, Fox Valley Sunset, Illinois Beach Sunrise, McHenry area, and Schaumburg Morning. The next category is the Rotary Foundation End Polio Now Club Giving of at least $1,500. There are 24 clubs that reach this goal, and you can see them on the screen. I want to thank you, every single one of you, because last year, because of your incredible generosity, our district was the leader in giving in Zone 29. You set the standard for others to follow. And we hope your generosity can be expanded to every other District 6440 member in the current year. Whether you can give a little or stretch to give a little bit more this year, every dollar helps to make life better for those who benefit from Rotary's global reach. Thank you and congratulations, Rotary Achievers.
Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Hey, Mike, we can't hear you.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, I stopped that just a tad too early. Excuse me. So, Monday, I believe, Bob reached out and he is looking to move forward with his marketing committee to start marketing our club. Are you still here, Bob? You
Looks
just
like he
stepped away?
dropped.
Okay. I was going to see if he had an update, but I think he's looking to move forward. Did he reach out to you, Cynthia?
Yes, and I'm gonna be talking to him later this afternoon.
Okay, good. Yeah, I know he had reached out. He was looking to talk with you, and I think Wendy, myself, and I don't know if there were other members.
Yes, he called me.
Moving forward. Good. Okay. That's all I have today. Anything else for the good of Rotary? Any concerns? Anybody wants to bring up anything excited going on? I see, Wendy, that the dealership has started their Toys for Tots collection.
Yes, actually,
that.
we have kind of two events going on at the same time. We have our Stuff the Truck food donation going on. So any donations of non-perishable items will be delivered about the 15th or 16th to the McHenry food pantry. So if you are able to donate any non-perishable food items, that would be fantastic. We have a big truck in our Chevy showroom where we're taking in those items. And then the Marine Corps dropped off their boxes for Toys for Tots donations on Friday. So we have boxes in both our domestic showroom and our import showroom. The other thing that I did want to mention is if you do need any trucks, please let me know. We're running a little low on inventory at the moment, but you know, I can always try and scare up a pickup or two if you need it for anything.
I need a truck just because I want one, but
right.
And it's funny, when he actually, I was going to reach out to you about that, but on that same note, I saw the truck when I stopped there on Monday to see you, and the salesman commented on how your light was off and you appeared to have left early.
Yes.
You kind of have that right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I did notice that truck where the food donations are, and I would be happy, very happy to make that delivery for you and just keep that truck as, you know,
there you go.
A token of Gary's generosity to our club and me, of course, for making that delivery. So just throwing it out there. I mean, if anybody else wants part of that or wants in on that deal, that would be great. A couple of other things I want to update. We've got some birthdays. Father Godwin is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Donna Adams has a birthday on the 17th, so happy birthday to Donna. Mark, please extend our happy birthdays to her. And then on the 17th as well, Diana and Dave Mark, 20 years of blissful marriage. Congrats, Diana. I'm sure it's all been blissful, right? If not, let's see. We
Thank you,
can
Mike.
end this a little. You're
I had a
welcome.
couple of things, Mike, if I can jump in.
Sure.
First is not at all Rotary related, but if anybody wants a cat or is interested in a pet cat, we have one at the farm that is very friendly that we can't keep because we just got it. Somebody donated it to us. Awesome pet and cat, but it's disagreeing with our other cat that we have. So we need to find a new home for it. We'll get it to an animal shelter if nobody takes it, but if someone's interested, it'll be an amazing pet. The other one that is Rotary related is question, but then plug for, is our Amazon Smile actually hooked up? Do we actually get connected with that? Because we have, if you look up Amazon Smile for the charities for McHenry Rotary, both the Sunrise and McHenry Rotary do come up. And if we're not connected with that, actually us behind it, we need to get that. And the second part would be a plug for anybody that shops on Amazon. You should utilize Smile, their Smile program. Essentially, anytime you shop on Amazon, it costs you nothing to go to smile.amazon.com instead of just Amazon. And you can pick a charity, and they give a very small percentage, but every bit counts, of purchases that you make goes to our organization and goes to a charitable organization. So it's a way that you can give back by just shopping the way you normally would on Amazon.
You have a business account?
Great.
Still do that?
David, I think that the foundation for the Noon Club is connected.
Awesome. Yeah, it says for Rotary Club of McHenry Charitable Foundation, Inc. So I'm assuming that goes to the foundation then, and then it has the Sunrise Charitable Foundation, Inc. So we probably need to get rid of the Sunrise one and then just have the other one up there, but
Sure.
should be making use of that.
Yeah, great idea. You know, when you mentioned your cat, I thought maybe your indoor house cat you were getting upset with and offering them to send them onward.
Like,
Did you have that? Did you get approval from Dina on that?
No, not that one. It's Buddy, one of our farm cats.
Okay. Let's go ahead and share. Let's see. Would somebody be willing to lead us in the four-way test? How about Phil? I see you on my screen.
Sure. The four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First,
Is it the truth?
It's the truth.
second, is
Is
it
it
fair?
fair to all
Is it fair to all
Fair to all
concerned?
concerned.
Third,
Will it
Build
build
goodwill
goodwill and better
friendships.
friendships?
and fourth, will
Will
it be
be
Beneficial to all
Be a
concerned.
to all concerned. And fifth,
have
Is it fun?
be
Have
fun.
fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great
Have a good
rest of your
day.
week.
a
Thanks
good
all.
week.
Good rest of the
Take
week.
care.
See you next week.